The magic of the microphone. The magic of the microphone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're well. Looky here. My friend has lent me her Shure SM58 Beta A. I have my SM58 Beta and my USA SM58. But I'm going to do a comparison between them later on, some other time, soon. But this is just about the Beta A, which is a current one that you can get. I've done some close-ups, which I'll edit in. This one's a fairly new one. Well, 10 years maybe, less than 10 years, I think, and not that you can see, very good condition. She's also got a Neumann KMS 105, which she uses on many of the gigs I do with her. She's mad enough to let me play piano while she sings. How I came by it? Well, that's how I came by it. Unboxing charts and accessories, I'm afraid I haven't got any. She just gave me this. So I'm sure it came in the usual Shure box. What the manufacturer says. I've said this many times, I'm going to say it again, the Shure website, I like it. They seem to have pride in their products and the history. I mean, you get lost in it all. It's a 58. Interestingly, I think the 58 capsule has been used across many microphones. It's the same as in the 57. It's the same as in the Shure SM7B, which I've just reviewed. And a few other people I noticed said in various different bodies it's the same capsule with tweaking of transformers and this, that, and the other. This, I believe, is a different capsule. Well, it's supercardioid. So I'll tell you what they say. They say it's supercardioid. They also say made for refined voices. Brightened mid-range and bass roll-off. So it's not going to be for me, but might be for you. Mighty presence in the mix. Supercardioid pattern works harder to isolate sound from every other source in the air. Neodymium magnets. Make of that what you will. Of interest to me is the brightened mid-range bass roll-off and supercardioid. That's of interest to me. And never mind the works harder to isolate and so on and so forth. Maybe it does. But anyway. Right, that's what they say. Frequency response. I'm going to put that on the screen. I've got it right here. So I'll have a little look. Okay, so what we've got there, as you can see, is I've put the Earthworks SV33 at the top. And there's the Beta 58A in the middle and the SM58 underneath. So concentrating here on the Beta 58A. When I look at that, I see two humps at the top. Yeah, okay. Bear in mind that that's the first line where there's two humps touch. That's 5 decibels, so it's significant. And a lot of has got bass roll-off at a distance, starting pretty high. And then you've got the proximity traces, which I like to have there. And for me, the proximity traces are pretty high up. So for my voice, that means, rather like the Neumann KMS 105, I think it's going to be a little bit boxy and no real authority in the lower frequencies. Anyway, that's what I see there. We shall see. Of course, frequency charts aren't everything. There's a question of distortion and rise time and how quickly it stops and starts and all sorts of other things. Fit, finish, feel and accessories. I haven't got any accessories, so the fit and finish is absolutely fine. Rather like, that's good, no rattling about the cable. Rather like old school Fender stuff, which I like. Some of my 70s Fender amps. You just, I'm servicing them and doing what I can. You take them, you just look at them and you think, I'm going to say not Rolls Royce. I've never had a Rolls Royce, but that's an expression, Rolls Royce quality. So if you like, not over the top, not superfluous, but solid, workmanlike, and I don't mean that in a negative way. Just get the job done and get done nicely. The way that the threads there, they're very good. So no complaints whatsoever. Just very nice stuff, but nothing. They could have polished this and they could have done that. And you could have done no. Just what matters seems to me to be very good. A fetching blue ring, as you know, many of you be familiar with. And this is kind of a grey, bluey grey. And there's the emblem for you. All very nicely done. The pins are silver coloured, not gold plated, but as we've mentioned before, you keep pulling obviously plugging and unplugging, you're going to wear the gold plating off. So very familiar, as you can see, just about very similar to the 58, but we'll look closer when I do a comparison video. Well, I have to say, the threads on this are very good, probably the best of any in terms of lack of play. Great. Same as the 58 as far as I can tell. Foam in there. This foam's in good condition. It's fairly new, this one. She hasn't had it all that long. Well, a few years. She's also got a Neumann KMS 105, which sees more use, I think, these days. But anyway. And what we have here is the foam with a centre cap there. Her foam's quite fresh, unlike, when I do the comparison you'll see, unlike those. I'm not sure where these are made, whether it's USA or whether it's China. Can't see any, mind you, I thought you were obliged to by law, but I can't see. Maybe I missed it. So as you can see, lossy in all directions. Well, not much more to say. No complaints at all. Very well made. Right, I guess it's time to switch it on and see what I notice immediately. Oh, just as the phone rings. Well, then I'll switch it on now so you can hear what that's like. So I've switched it on there immediately, and you might be able to hear the phone in the background, which might give you some idea of rejection. I don't know. But what do I notice immediately? Well, I notice that and a kind of and well, let me go back again. I'm going to go back and see what I notice immediately. I'm not really comparing it to this, but this, if you like, is what my voice sounds like, as near as I can get. So I'm not comparing it to this. I'm going to say that this doesn't do anything. Of course it does, in terms of effect, but it has to. But anyway, going over straight away and see what I notice immediately. Now I'm on the SM58 beta immediately. Now I'm on the I don't know if that's distortion. Well, and it's very contained. So yes, it sounds like an SM58 pretty much to me, and the same thing I'd say about the SM7B, even though this is a different capsule, but they've obviously tried to keep a family SM58 resemblance. They've tried to keep a family SM58 resemblance. They've tried to keep a family SM58 resemblance. In the back of my mind, I did use this at school, and I think I'm going to keep it a bit longer. I'm meant to go back these days. I want to do some swapping about with comparing to SE electronics and stuff. And I did notice at school, it seems like distortion. And I think I'm noticing that here. Is there some sort of distortion going on? I'm not sure. We'll see. I've got the other one, the non-A, so I'll give that a try. And I'll see if I can't imagine it could be faulty. I don't think so. And it's newish. Hardly uses it, and you can see it's excellent condition. So I don't know. I think that might just be what it's like. What do they say? See if there's anything. Yeah, that's okay. Solid down there. But a bit slow. I feel a bit puddingy. Anyway, we'll do the rest of the stuff in a minute. Made for refined voices. I can't really see what they mean by that. Brightened mid-range. Well, I suppose that's that stuff there. I'm checking the desk is flat, and it is. This is my mid-range. Putting my mid-range up. Putting my mid-range up. Back to flat. Taking my mid-range down a bit. Taking my mid-range down a bit. Here's down a bit the mid-range. Here's the treble, 12K, taking the treble up, which is the air. Taking the treble down a bit, taking the treble down a bit, down a bit. So maybe I might do that. So basically, I've said this before, it depends on what you want. These humps that you see at the top there, I don't want them. So then you've got to sort of hunt about to try and find where they are. My desk hasn't got, no desk can have exactly the right thing. So generally, as you probably know, I prefer to have a flat mic. And then if I need to boost, I can boost, or I can reduce either side. And I've got a bit more control over it. I haven't got this thing stamped on me that I've then got to try and negotiate to get rid of, if I want to get rid of it. However, there, did you notice? However, it's almost like the ha, 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 ha. It's that. It's not the woof note, the not that frequency in my ha, ha, ha. It's the harmonics on top that obviously I think this is accentuating. It sounds like it's distorting. It sounds like there's some distortion in there to me. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. You can hear that that part of the frequency. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah. Pops, S's, breath, proximity, polar response. Pops. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled... Oh, going on to the polar pattern. Don't do that yet. It seems very good. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Who do you think you're fooling? Who do you think you're fooling? Who do you think you're fooling? I think as good as any other stage condenser. I do find it a bit tiring, this tone, for me. But maybe it works very well with certain PAs. Older PAs, I'm going to say. I've been thinking about this mic stuff. If I remember, I shall say. Let me carry on, I'll get confused here. Breath, we've done that. Then who. As good as any, if not better than... As good as any, better than some. I'm going to put it that way. Proximity. Here it is far away. Here it is far away. Typical of the SM58, I think it kind of dies. So it seems to me it's been designed to be driven. It's probably got quite a heavy diaphragm. There's some advantages to that, which a guy over the road at Rock Bottom, he uses an old Shure, and he said in his status quo type band, he has to be right on the thing, right on it. And then he doesn't get his feedback, and it doesn't pick up so much of the band behind him, of course, because it's right there, so your body's blocking it. And also, if it's a bit of a sluggish diaphragm and it needs to be driven, then as soon as it's away, it's not really going to respond to anything else. I think that's what's going on there, and he really likes that. I'm going to see if I can borrow it from him. It's an old school Shure that he loves from the, I think it's 50s or 60s, so that'll be interesting. So there, but that's not proximity. That's what it's like there. I'm bringing it in closer. 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 I'm right off on my lips. I'm right off on my lips. So of course, haven't really got we got a lot of that upper stuff and no real weight underneath, which I kind of guessed from what they say, and that's the design. And a lot of course, which is will be their heightened mid-range that they're talking about. So that's proximity. That's what it's like. Come on. Let me get a bit of vibe going on. Oh, should we have some of that? Is that too much? No. Come on. Come on. Polar pattern then. Here I am straight on. Here I am straight on. Here I am straight on. Here I am coming around to the side. Here I am coming around to the side. Here I am coming around to the side. Here I am coming. Whoa! Here I am coming around to the side. Lord have mercy. Yes, sir. Okay, I come around to the side. Come around to the side. Come around to the back a bit. Come around to the back a bit. Now coming around to the back a bit. And a fair bit of leakage there. Is that going to be problematic? Round about that kind of frequency, a bit boxy around there. That might be an issue. I suppose you could cut it, but it might not, compared to other mics or not. There, Yes, tight, 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 coming round, tight, 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 coming round. Oh, it's like I've had a Christmas dinner and I'm releasing my belt when it comes round here, because that was tight round the side there. Yeah. Okay, anything more? Handling and induced noise. No, I haven't noticed any induced noise. I've been playing around for quite some time with it here. Handling noise. Pretty good, but much like the 58, it seems to me. So that's acceptable. It doesn't go low, of course, so you're not going to get the real stuff underneath. I think that's about it. How much? £169, and I have seen it for 130, so that's 140. I have seen it. I think the 169 was on the Shure website, and 140 is where I've seen it. See what you think for me, not for yourself. Not for me. I find it quite tiring. Almost a bit of a character mic. I don't know if you can hear all that stuff going on. In fact, I'm going to come off it now. So, yeah. I know some people that love it. I'm not sure about my friend this is, because, the thing is, you buy a mic, don't you? And I've got some other friends as well, and it's no criticism whatsoever, but they've got no idea. Until you have a few and you start thinking, oh, that's available in terms of clarity or whatever, you just don't know. So you go for whatever you've got and you think, oh, that's okay. So it's very difficult. I don't know what you can do. You need to try, I think, a few different mics to see what works for you. Anyway, next. Yes, indeedy. This versus this versus this. And I'm wondering whether I should throw in, because somebody asked, an SE V7. What do you reckon? We'll see. Don't want to make things too long. We'll see. Keep well. See you next time.
Maybe you're poor, maybe you have wealth, maybe in demand or baby on the shelf. Whatever your situation, there's one thing you should do. Reject all automation and let me work on you. I'm Mr. Manual. Automatic's not my style. Oh, I like to manually manipulate you. It's guaranteed to make you smile. Let go, be Mr. Manual. Automatic's not my style. Call me Mr. Manual, automatic's not my style. Oh, I like to manually manipulate you, guaranteed to make you smile. I like to manually manipulate you, guaranteed to make you smile. Yeah. I like to manually manipulate you. It's guaranteed to make you smile. El estridente usurpador.